fast and lift more than anybody. So, you know, I did that, and I think Isaac Sepawanga also lifted as much as I did.
The number of times he lifted 225 pounds?
I did it 41, and he did it 42.
Right.
And then I did it 43 at my pro day, and I don't think he got that number.
Because you just weren't satisfied with not being first.
Yeah, I wanted to do more because I knew I could do more. Prevailing
not as a fourth, but a second-round draft pick by the San Diego Chargers.
I really didn't know too much about the Chargers, and I really didn't care about what they did in the past. I just knew that this was going to be my team, and I was going to do everything I can to help them out.
Despite being sidelined at times with minor injuries, Igor Olshansky is a force on the front line. He's evolved from using only his power to getting the mental side of the game, in part by studying his opponent.
Every person has a weakness, every person has a strategy, every person likes to be in a rhythm of things, you know, where they hold their hands, how they hit you, you know, what are they looking at, and you kind of got to exploit that.
Motivated specifically by the entree of fellow defensive lineman Luis Castillo, who was a rookie Igor's sophomore year.
Castillo with the stop, the #1 pick out of Northwestern.
I'm a very, very, very competitive person. When a player like Luis Castillo comes in, and he's very, very agile, and, you know, all the coaches are out there, you know, they're loving it, you know, watching him run around people, and I'm like, you know, I want the same thing.
I think the biggest thing for him was realizing that all I wanted to do was help him, and as much as we compete and as much as every time we step on the field, it's me against him, who's gonna make more plays that day. At the end of the day, we're still friends, we're still trying to do the same thing, and it's to help this team win.
I think if he wasn't around, I think I'd just be that 315-pounder, you know, big guy knocking people around, but I wouldn't, you know, he opened up a different type of game that I wasn't aware of, which I enjoy, and I'm thankful for him.
It's credit to him to see how hard he's worked.
Next on One-on-One, in the weight room with Igor Olshansky, and meet his model wife, plus a secret to his success in his freezer. Igor Olshansky, always learning.
Olshansky runs him down from behind.
A man of humility, conviction, and power on the field.
We all know he's huge. He's strong. Good guy to have on your team, you know.
And in the weight room. Dubbed the Incredible Hulk when he first arrived.
And he still looks like the Incredible Hulk.
Look at those guns.
He's a pretty competitive guy, so he has us all working hard in the weight room.
If it wasn't for me, it'd be Phillips size.
Underneath those 20-inch arms and that tattooed, bold exterior.
He's very loving and caring, just like any other person. So don't get too intimidated by him. I guess it was love at first sight.
Was it?
Absolutely.
You want to continue?
Dating made a little easier because her grandmother lived by Igor. And this park, their special spot.
One morning he called me. He said, meet me at the park. I'm like, okay. I come over there. And he's like, I want to be your boyfriend. I want you to be my girlfriend. And ever since then, you know, I said yes. And he actually proposed to me in that same park.
They married July 2005 with a beautiful and traditional ceremony and reception. Their bond includes that common immigrant journey, and both speak Russian.
And when we have children, I want my children to speak Russian. I think that's going to be my first priority, because English they could learn in school, and it's nice when both parents, you know, hold the same values and have the same language.
She doesn't have to work due to his 6-year contract worth $4.5 million, but Leah is still getting her dental hygienist license.
And I really want to have a backup for myself as well as for our family.
Tell us about the dogs.
I'm speechless. They are my babies.
And apparently bilingual. Nika and Caesar are miniature schnauzers, not Igor's first choice.
I wanted that big pit bull, but you know, you got to pick and choose your battle.